You were cuddling the body with that vehicle? Oh, okay.
But you remember, at least right now in that third person, that you did dismember him.
I love something so much that I kill it. Like, I cuddle it so much and then I kill it.
And then once you didn't hear a heart beating anymore, or you knew they were dead, then
It took him out. It took him out. Woo!
This is Taylor Schabusiness. She's known for giving the most insane, unashamed interrogation of all time after murdering, violating, and dismembering her friend, Shad Thyrion. But with new footage uncovered via an FOIA request, a very important question has come to the forefront. Was that Taylor's first time killing someone, or have other people suffered the same horrible fate as Shad?
What exactly did you mean by doing 9 times before?
The chop up.
The chop up too?
Choke and chop.
What'd you do with their body parts?
Yeah. Those are very...
In the early morning hours of February 23, 2022, dispatch in Green Bay, Wisconsin received a disturbing call.
Yes, I'd like an officer. My friend just woke me up and swears that she found her head of her son in the basement.
Police quickly reported to the address where 24-year-old Shad Thyrion lived with his mother and his mother's boyfriend. His mother pointed police downstairs, where she claimed to have made a horrible discovery in a bucket.
Let's just... Okay. Hold on, just... That's real, right? Dude, it is.
Unfortunately, it was real. Shad had been murdered, and parts of his body were left in the basement, including his head. Shad was a mild-mannered, compassionate man working for his family business and doing woodworking in his spare time. He was a person with no enemies, which only made the brutality of his crime more alarming. Fortunately, law enforcement quickly got a lead. The very last person Shad was seen with was his high school friend and amicable ex-girlfriend, Taylor Schabusiness. Police took her into custody around 5 a.m. on February 23rd. On the ride to the police station, her behavior was shocking, even for someone in the back of a cop car.
I got a warrant out for my arrest. It fucking took him out. It took him out. Woo! Stop.
Oddly, for much of the ride to the police station, Taylor mouths words to herself, giggles, and appears to be carrying on a full conversation with no one in particular. Because of the testimony you will soon see her give, it is fair to assume that she is under the influence of hard drugs or freshly coming off of them in this footage. People who use her substance of choice are prone to suffering from hallucinations, paranoia, and a general disconnect from reality. Talking to yourself under the influence of this substance isn't unusual. What she's saying to herself, however, is none of our business. The footage you are about to see was provided to our team by the Green Bay Police Department. The majority of the publicly available footage surrounding this case was recorded and released by news crews at the trial. However, several hours of footage have never been seen. Upon arrival at the police station, Taylor is left alone in the interrogation room for quite some time. Law enforcement often leaves suspects alone so they can observe them and establish a baseline for their behavior. If I were an officer, I'd be leaving Taylor alone for an entirely different reason. Namely because I'd rather not be in a room with this.
I was cuddling it by the bed.
You were what?
I was cuddling it by the bed.
You were cuddling the body? body with the vehicle? Oh, okay.
Upon arrival, photos are taken of the injuries that Taylor presumably earned while she was taking Shad's life. Injuries that she isn't shy about sharing.
Get a good one on my thumb.
All right.
Apologize for the clothing, but it's the best we can do for right now. We'll see what we can do something better. But my name is Detective Brock from the Cleveland Police Department, Detective Kemp. And so, obviously we want to ask you some questions. We don't know a lot of what's going on right now, all right? Honestly, we just got in here. A bunch of stuff is going on in your apartment. And so we really don't have a lot of information, so we need to get some information from you, okay? But the way you were brought down here, and because you are here, that I need to read you something called your Miranda rights. Have you had your Miranda rights read to you before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Taylor had her Miranda rights read to her in 2020 when she was arrested for kicking police officers who were trying to prevent her from walking into oncoming traffic. 911 had been called to report a woman knocking on strangers' doors, pacing in the middle of the road, and acting erratically. When police tried to calm Taylor down, she showed them track marks on her arms and said that she was on a different planet. 2 years later, as her Miranda rights are read to her yet again, she seems to have yet to return from that other planet. Police ask her what her relation to Shad Thyrion is.
He's my ex.
Your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they found a kind of a disturbing stuff at the house there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of blood.
Green Bay Police Department has redacted some audio here where they tell Taylor about discovering Shad's head in a bucket. Throughout every gory detail, Taylor seems unbothered, even smiling at times as they discuss the gruesome sight. It's worth noting that Taylor and Shad weren't dating at the time of his death. In fact, they hadn't been officially dating for quite some time. They had been close friends since high school and occasionally had sexual encounters with one another. Detectives go on to ask questions that would be insane under normal circumstances. For Taylor, however, it's like discussing the weather.
Where's the rest of his body?
It's there. It's at his house.
Is it in the house?
It's at his house.
Okay. Can you tell me what happened?
It's a good question because I blacked out during that time. But,
Okay.
I gotta have it. I need time to, think.
No problem. Take your time, have some water. So you think the body is still there?
I don't see why not. Unless it just up and moved, which it could have. I don't know.
Where do you think the body would be?
I was right there by the bed.
It's by the bed, you think?
Yeah, I was cuddling it by the bed.
You were what?
I was cuddling it by the bed.
You were cuddling the body with the vehicle? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was anybody else down there at any point in time? When do you think you...
What was it, like 2 days ago?
Okay. Did you stay there the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A little bit? What do you remember so far?
Shit. Oh, I don't know. There's this chain. There was this chain thing, right? And then, yeah, like I was playing around with it.
Okay.
And like we were smoking the right?
Okay.
And then, I'm terrible at explaining things, so, let's see here. And then, here comes the chain, right? And then he put it around his neck. Well, we were like playing around and shit. And then, I don't know, I was
say you're smoking, what would that be?
Ice.
Ice?
Ice.
Okay. Have you taken any other drugs tonight?
No, this is still from 2 days ago. I know my ass is crazy.
Were you smoking the ice?
Yeah.
And how? In a pipe or someplace else?
The one that's on the counter, or on the table. I left the baggie there.
You did?
I did.
Where?
Green baggie, and they should be right on.
So you think that there could be a chain and the ice on a dresser down in the basement?
It's just weird. I got like a weird flashback from it. So.
But what happened?
Yeah, it's short. It was real short. But
What did you see?
it's just I don't even know anymore. Like it was weird. I was riding him like a donkey, okay? And then like I think so. I think that's what was happening. I was like pulling, and then like I don't know.
Were you two being intimate, having sex?
It was getting there.
It was getting there. Okay. So will this be considered foreplay?
Yeah, it was. And then I don't know. And then I just didn't stop. I don't know why. I didn't stop.
You guys done something like this in the past?
Not like that.
Do you use manual strength during sex at all?
I'm manual strength. Yes.
He likes strength.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
And you do too, or just him?
Both of us.
So when's the last time you guys had sex besides potentially this morning?
Mainly me, but like we didn't even get it. Like I'm sorry, but we didn't even get it.
Taylor seems more distraught over not getting it than she is about the fact that she put an end to a trusted friend's life. There are several cases of intimate partner violence where suspects claim that their partner's death was sex gone wrong, hoping that it will result in a manslaughter charge, which carries a lesser sentence than first-degree murder, which is determined largely based on whether the murder was premeditated or not. First-degree murder in Wisconsin, for example, carries a mandatory life sentence. But after what Taylor says next, any suggestion that this murder was unintentional is thrown out the window.
So when's the last time you did do it?
I mean, I played with him though after. But I have no idea. Like August.
And what would you guys like to do? Is there a certain role play? Or was it just some sort of strange? How would you guys do your basically have sex?
Like I just went we just cuddle and then we go at it.
But does anybody like strangle the other person?
I like doing that a lot.
Alright, so you like being strangled, like having it, your airway, or do you like doing it to somebody else?
I like doing it to somebody.
During sex?
I have no idea. I think so.
Have you done it before with him?
Yeah, he does. He likes it.
Okay. Have you used what we call props in the past?
Yes.
What?
Well, like
That or rope or chain or underwear or anything?
yeah.
And so, where did you get the chain?
I don't know. He pulled it out of his pocket.
He pulled it out.
He had two of them. One for me, one for him.
And can you describe them to me?
Chain link.
Chain link?
Chain link and silver.
Silver? Okay. And what size? Were they like a dog chain or a large lock type of chain? You know what I'm saying?
This big. And then, and then it has O-ring.
Mm-hmm. chains,
Yes.
and he had 2 of them. What'd you guys do with them?
We put them around our necks.
You did. Okay. And then what were you doing while they were around their necks?
Fun with them, and then
Was their clothes on or off?
he had his shorts on.
He had shorts on. How about you?
I don't even know what I had on. I didn't really care at the time. But,
Did he ever put the chain around you? Was the chain ever around your neck?
I put it around my
Do you have any marks or anything?
He didn't get the chance.
Can I just see? He didn't get a chance to strangle you?
Throughout the interview, Taylor speaks with pride about what she's done, like she's outsmarted her opponent by acting so quickly to overpower them. But at no point does she display any hatred toward Shad or any other men that she's talking about. Instead, she talks about them with admiration and, oddly, longing. Soon, you'll hear her victims referred to as her never-ending partners. And yes, it's as bad as it sounds.
So, basically you said within 5 minutes of getting there, you guys started, he pulled off the chains, I guess you were saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he put it around his neck?
Yeah.
Did you put one around, you never put one around yours, or did you put one around?
I did.
You did?
It was tiny. I finally got it around and I put it on my neck and then I took it off.
Okay.
After he was on, but like,
So, you started him, and when you were what did he do? What were you guys doing, I guess, is to try to explain it as best as you can.
Though the footage received via FOIA request was censored by the police department here, uncensored footage played during the court proceedings for the jury and live media went into detail about what happened to Shad as Taylor killed him. Though Taylor could visibly tell he was dying as his face changed color, she continued to choke him for 3 to 5 minutes until his heart eventually stopped. Why?
I don't know. Like, this is the thing that I have, like, I've always had, you know, like, you ever love something so much that you kill it? Like, it happens to me. That's the feeling that I have. I love something so much that I kill it. Like, I cuddle it so much and then I kill it. That's what happens to me. Was I feeling like killing him at all? No, like, it happened in the moment.
I know,
Is that
but
what you said?
you were there for a while.
Yeah.
It just that, you know, you said it happened right after you got there, but after you got there, you were in the basement for a while with his body.
Oh, hell yeah, yeah, I was.
Okay. All right. We're just trying to get a, you know, I could call it timeline, I guess.
Yeah, like, I wasn't trying to kill him that night. At all.
Did you ever try to kill him?
No, I didn't want to. That's my homie. I just like to have fun with him.
Sure. You're having fun and things went a little too far?
Mm-hmm.
How come you dismembered the body then?
Cause I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. I'm a guy to do it like the rest. So I did, and I'm just like, I felt like I was sleeping the whole time. So I apologize for my language.
That's okay. I've heard worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe I left the head though.
What did you do with the body?
The body's there. That's how messed up my head was. Like, I was really messed up. Like, I don't know what was going on. I was just going crazy. And then, I don't know what was going on at all. Because, this, I think it was the open area. I wasn't in a room by myself. There was no door. It's an open area.
Mm-hmm.
It was an open area. I didn't like it. It was different. I didn't like it at all.
Messed up is a bit of an understatement for the headspace that someone has to be in to murder and dismember someone. Aside from Taylor's remorseless statements about wishing she took the head, there's something else that piqued the detective's attention. It was different. And it's not the only time during her first interrogation that Taylor alludes to having other victims.
And then, like, I don't know, I just went a little crazy.
Go crazy.
I'm just like, not again.
Not again? It's happened before? Somebody else?
It happened in Milwaukee. No, not, it was, I don't know who it was, random people.
them or are they you?
I don't know, it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then.
Did anybody die? In Milwaukee?
Throughout Taylor's short 24 years, she lived and visited several places, including Temple, Texas, Cotulla, Texas, Milwaukee, and Chicago. There's a very particular reason law enforcement is asking about Milwaukee, but we'll get into that shortly.
I mean, how many times have you done before?
9.
9 times?
9 times. It's just that they caught me off guard and I'm like, what? Yeah.
What caught you off guard? Exactly.
We weren't even in a room, it was an open area that caught me off guard. Like,
Being in an open area?
yeah, I didn't like it at all.
Okay. Where are we usually at?
Bedrooms.
Same bedrooms? Smaller bedrooms? I think
Yes.
it's not a big basement area.
And this one, that's my homie, so like, I'm like, why'd I have to do that? You know, like, I'm like, I don't know, it's stupid.
What about the other people? Who were they?
I don't know. Randoms. In bars.
Random in bars?
Met them at the bars.
Where did you take them?
Back to their apartment.
Their place?
Their place.
When was the last time this happened to you?
Last night. Well, 2 nights.
And before that?
Shit. 8 months ago.
Okay. Where? Where?
Here.
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 Green Bay.
Yes.
Okay. Where in Green Bay? Do you remember?
No. It's hard to explain. It's like
I'm listening.
I don't know, me too. It's like apartment complexes. I don't know. I get drunk and then I go to apartment complexes. You know what I mean? Fuck, I don't know.
Kind of, but
My head fucking sucks.
you didn't any alcohol tonight?
I wish. I should've. I felt the need to smoke some weed.
Did you smoke any weed?
No, I don't smoke weed. I should've. I really should've, but I messed up on so much shit today, so like I'm kinda upset. I'm really pissed off. So.
You said that you didn't do it like you normally do it?
Yeah.
What do you think you made mistakes? Doing what?
Improper gear this time. So I
Or did
wasn't
you-
prepared at all. This was random.
The detectives' poker faces rival any high roller in Vegas. They're doing a fantastic job here of acting like they aren't hearing earth-shattering information matter-of-factly told from a potential serial killer. 8 months prior to this interrogation, which is when Taylor claims she took her last victim, which would have been sometime around June or July 2021. But are there really 9 more victims? According to the Wisconsin Missing Persons Advocacy Group, the only Wisconsinite to go missing during this time frame was 62-year-old Daniel Spilka, who disappeared from outside of Milwaukee, far south of Green Bay, on June 13, 2021. But with the information Taylor soon gives detectives, it becomes clear that if she has more victims, they may never have been reported missing at all, because she may have made their deaths look like an accident.
And they've done it before. I mean, is there any particular person that we should be aware of?
Hmm?
You said you've done this before?
Oh,
Kill people or? No.
No,
Show.
yeah.
Cause you did talk about that you killed before and talk about a kid.
Did I say that?
Yeah. So is there?
That's what we're trying to clarify here. You people before.
Yeah, just him and
Have people you before during sex?
Yes.
And you used during sex in the past.
Yes.
Got it. Alright. Okay. Very good. Alright. How you doing? Water?
good, bar is good, okay.
We might ask some questions, but I think we have pretty much a good timeline now.
Is that shorthand?
My shorthand.
Dang.
Only I can read it though.
I know.
It's bad.
I'm not good either.
Alright, well, so right now though, you feel okay, you don't feel like hurting yourself, you don't feel like hurting anybody else or anything like that,
I like
right?
it here, it's nice.
Huh?
I like it in here, it's nice and warm, it's good.
Okay, good.
I'm content.
Good. Perfect.
In my
You like the
room,
smaller spaces, I think.
Yeah,
You didn't like the
no.
big area basically.
It's open, like, for, like, other people, like, you know what I mean? It's like open door, just open vicinity, it's open, and then, like,
Just walk in, yeah.
you can't do it like that.
Alright.
Suck dick.
It's worth noting that this is only a few hours after Shad's body was discovered and that Taylor is likely still under the influence of, or coming down off, ice, which has a high lasting around 12 hours. This can cause brain fog, dysphoria, and struggles with concentration, along with symptoms of paranoia and aggression, which Taylor doesn't seem to be displaying. Though Taylor has backpedaled on her statements of killing people, instead saying that she was just talking about choking. When detectives call her back into questioning 2 hours later, it's clear they aren't buying what she's trying to sell.
Taylor,
Hey.
you haven't seen him. A little more comfortable.
Yeah,
Scrubs and
they're a lot comfortable, yeah, a lot more comfortable.
I guess one of the things we just want to talk to is we need to clarify just, you know, because you talked about, obviously we know what happened to the use of the stuff, but you said you've done it in the past. So we just want to see if, because I think when we first talked to you, it sounded like you said that you could also basically someone to death and then chop them up in the past.
Yeah.
And then we talked again, it was maybe more of just, I guess, because you said you've done it like 9 times before, so I guess we want to know is what exactly did you mean by doing 9 times before?
The chop up.
The chop up too?
Choke and chop, yeah.
Where at?
Just around here in Green Bay and Milwaukee.
Well, you know, I've been working here a long time, and honestly I can't say that we found anybody
That's good.
chopped up or missing, which would probably be the case, right? What'd you do with their then?
Yeah. Those are buried.
Oh, okay. Do you remember any names? Locations? Is it ever a place you lived? Did this happen? Something like this happen? Yes?
Yeah, sometimes in Texas.
When you were in Texas? Or here?
Sometimes in Texas, but yeah, it's.
Well, let me ask you this then. When you said this was maybe your 9th time that this happened, something like 8th time, the time before that.
Well, that time, so I was coming back from the bar, and then we were heading back to the house, and then it usually this guy, he lives in the woods, like.
Oh, out in the.
Not in the woods, but like out in the east side or whatever.
Okay.
Same thing. So yeah.
So what bar? expect you to pick out exact dates or anything. But, I mean, what month? Or was it fall, spring, summer?
Fall.
Last year, this year, or not this year, it was 21, 2020?
Last year.
Last fall, okay. Where was the bar located?
Yeah, I don't know, there's a couple different bars.
What can you remember?
That's the thing. I have a really shitty memory, so, really bad memory.
No, let me ask you, is this something that really did happen? I mean, have you killed another person before? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Okay, because, you know, it's kind of important that we,
I wouldn't know the name though, that's the thing.
but do you remember what happened though?
Those were intercourse and then, same thing.
Yeah. Intercourse and then during intercourse?
Yeah.
And then, was it with another guy, right?
Yeah.
And that person died then as a result of or was it
Black and blue. Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yes, well, sometimes they get bashed in the head, I don't know, but, yeah, they get bashed in the head. Like, this is gonna be hard for me to remember because, like, I know the other ones, but you need every single detail, every single one.
Well, I'm just trying to A, figure out that it really did happen, and B, if it really did happen, who did it happen to?
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of them.
You know?
This is gonna be hard.
This isn't something that you would make up, would it?
No. I kinda don't wanna do that time, so like, it's kinda up. Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of up, and that, you know, these people I'm sure had families, so if the family don't know what happened, we would like to get some answers for them.
I never really checked the missing person, so.
Well, I mean, anything, if you can remember a bar or a house or location or something, or a first name or anything.
This is a part, cause it's like a bar at, you know, you drink and then there's the bar, right, and then you're going there and you're drinking, and then, I don't know what time it was, like, I really don't, yeah, I'm sorry, but like, no shit though.
Earlier, Taylor stated that the first time she did this to someone was 8 months ago, which would have been summer. Here, her story's changed to last fall, though she makes it pretty clear that she isn't a reliable narrator. Detectives decide to try another approach.
Let's try this way once, instead of working backwards, let's go forward. Because at your first, everybody always remembers everybody's first. Okay.
First time that's happened.
The first time something like that happens, usually it's pretty ingrained. So where did it happen at?
That wasn't even a bar, like, I was just chilling at a party.
Which, was it in Green Bay, Wisconsin?
It was on the east side, yeah.
In Green Bay.
Yeah, and then, this is where I started. I hit the dude in the head, and then, it goes from there. Like, I'm just chilling.
What'd you do?
In great detail, so, like, I bashed him in the head, and then after I bashed him in the head with that lamp that I had, cause, I don't know, we were getting it on, and then, like, I bashed him in the head, and I'm like, I don't know why I did it, but I did, and then, I don't know, he looked good. He looked
So what'd you
good,
do?
passed out, I don't know, I liked it, and then, him out, playing with his
Did he die?
I left him there, so I don't know.
first one you didn't dismember, right?
No.
So you don't know if he's dead or not. Maybe he just got knocked out.
I don't know about that one, so like I'm not sure about that one. And then the other one, the next one after that, I don't know the order at all. I don't. So same.
Which one do you remember the best? Is there one that you remember?
Definitely that one. It was definitely that
The
one.
first one?
Yeah.
Is there one where you remember the location at? Where you know that what city it happened, where it happened? Cedar Creek.
I like that one.
Who was at Cedar Creek? Are these all males?
These are all males, yeah.
And Cedar Creek, was it a male white, male Hispanic, male black?
Hispanic.
When you said your first one, you remember how long ago was that? A year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years?
2017-ish. 2017. Yeah.
3 years, 4 or 5 years. In Green Bay, Milwaukee, any other places?
Texas. Texas over in Temple. That was recently.
Temple recently?
Yeah. Well, not really recently, but like it was here. It was there. It was there. That's where I live. Homeless over there. I'm homeless. I live in a homeless shelter over there, so.
I'm sure we'll have maybe some more stuff, but I'll talk to my partner here again.
Yeah.
Okay.
They aren't all the same though, but like there's I remember like the needles. I'll shoot them up in the hotels. Those I don't know.
Don't know what.
But, I don't know. That like I would listen to their heartbeat. It could have been beating slow, but it might.
Did you ever anybody up in past besides?
No, this is this one.
Alright.
Yeah.
Do you know if you actually did you have to ever dispose of any body in the past? Or you just left them?
Yeah. Just left them.
Okay. Alright.
This is I don't know. I'm just going in like I don't know anymore. Like my I'm sorry.
Yeah, and we don't wanna confuse you too much, so that's why I think we'll give you another break, okay? Do you need anything? Else?
No.
No?
My head is going nuts right now. I'm going insane. I'm so sorry. It's like a jungle gym in there.
Well, if you need anything, knock, okay?
Suck it
Taylor's comments about needles and listening to the men's heartbeats slowing is incredibly telling. It's clear that she likes being in control of these men and feeling a sense of power over them. But what needles and what men are she talking about? When law enforcement welcomes her back 5 days later, they hope to get answers to those questions. Personally, I'd hope never to see Taylor again, but that's probably why I'm narrating and not in law enforcement.
I'll turn on your power off for you. Go far side. Taylor, my name's Dave, Detective here. This is Detective Scanlon. I don't know if you remember, we did talk before. Okay. We just have, I guess, some more follow-up questions that some people have asked us to ask you. Like we talked to the medical examiner, the forensic pathologist who did the autopsy. We just had a couple questions that he wanted us to ask you before I do all that though, I gotta do the Miranda rights thing again. Okay? Now you've had those rights to you before, right? The last time you were in here, I read up to you and you agreed to right. So we're gonna go over them again, make sure you understand them again. And then once we get through that, you know, obviously if you have any questions you want to ask us, we'll try to answer as best as we can. And we just have some more follow-up questions for you.
Detectives read Taylor her Miranda rights again. This round, however, they don't waste any time getting to the important questions.
Well, some of the things that, in all seriousness, that like the medical examiner asked me to ask you is do you have any experience like being a butcher or anything like that, in meat processing or deer hunting, anything like that?
No.
Because he said that, you know, some of the stuff that he saw just made him think that maybe you had some past experience with that type of stuff.
The medical examiner, Dr. Vincent Tronchita, stated at trial that every instance of sharp force trauma on Shad's body was non-hemogenic, meaning there was no blood, and that every cut was performed post-mortem. Several of his limbs were defleshed, leaving only bone, which would have taken several hours and likely required some knowledge. Which leads investigators for the whole point of their meeting with Taylor. Did she have experience doing this to someone else? How much does she remember from her crimes? Starting with Shad, where things take a surprising twist.
Right next blur.
Is it blur to you?
Real big blur.
Okay. What do you remember?
Oddly enough, I'll say this, I see myself doing it in third person.
Okay.
Weird, but like, yeah, I'm choking on out and everything, and then just ended my process. It was blurred and long.
This was over a course of quite a big period of time, right? And you were in the basement the whole time?
Yes. Right. You know what's weird? Like, I know this sounds really odd, but like, I don't know. I don't even want to say it, but like, I don't know. I can't say it. I feel like I've been framed. But yeah. But it's weird though, right?
Yeah.
It like, I don't know.
You feel like you've been framed?
But yeah, it's really weird.
But you remember, at least right now in that third person, that you did show and that you did dismember him, right?
The blood was on my hands.
Yes.
But
And on your toes.
yeah, I woke up. There should have been more blood on my clothes. It seemed like it.
I didn't look at him, but that's my understanding.
I
Is
just
what I
seen
did.
it on my hands. But yeah, there's blood on my hands. So. You know, it's weird.
Well, I guess we want to help you remember as much as you can too, and that's one of the reasons why we're having down. Because I understand, you know, it's been a couple days, and also, you know, it's a lot different now than it was when we first were down here after it all happened. You know, you're in a more calmer state of mind and everything. I'm assuming, right? Because I think you said you were using some drugs then during that time period.
I haven't slept in a few days from that, but now I've slept plenty.
Oh, were you up a lot before that? I know meth would do that.
I think it was just the time of the killing.
Taylor suddenly seems unwilling to admit her guilt here. What she's explaining, seeing the incident in third person, is a common sign of dissociation, a feeling of disconnection from your identity, thoughts, feelings, and memories. Severe dissociation is often experienced under times of extreme stress, when people are experiencing a spike of adrenaline, or when people are under the influence. This, of course, doesn't mean it didn't happen. It's simply a protective mechanism our brain is wired with to help us cope with strong emotions.
That's one of the other things that I want to talk to you about a little bit more detail too was, I know if you remember the night of when I talked to you a couple of nights ago, you said this was like the 9th time that something like this happened. And you know, We went into some detail, but you know, I was wondering if you remember anything more now.
Been a lot of them. It's really weird.
Weird is one way to describe it.
Now, do you have relatives in the area? I mean, besides Green Bay, like in any other states that you would visit? Chicago. Who's down there?
My first relatives on my dad's side.
When you visit?
Yes.
How often?
Not very often. Maybe last time would be in
2020?
maybe. Yeah.
Anywhere else? Were you ever in the Milwaukee area?
Yes.
Who's there? Why were you there?
Just driving down there by myself.
You'll see officers focus on Milwaukee several times throughout Taylor's final questioning, and is for good reason. 3 individuals vanished without a trace in Milwaukee, men in their 20s and 30s, matching the age range Taylor seems most interested in. Those men are Alexander Kruk, who went missing in summer 2020, Javiani J. Buford, who went missing in November of 2021, and Gilberto Hernandez Ordunez, who went missing in 2016. However, it's probable that if Taylor did have victims, their deaths weren't seen as anything out of the ordinary. After all, in 2022, there were over 100,000 overdose deaths in the United States.
Leave them alive, dead, or not cut up?
Not cut up.
What kind of person would you do this to? Is there a particular type that you have? You know, I mean, older guys, younger guys, certain races, or
People that like to party.
people that like to party?
Like drugs.
Is that how you would meet them?
At bars.
At bars?
Yeah, and then say you want to go have fun over at your place.
Okay.
That would be only if there would be nobody else in my apartment.
And what would you do?
I would do heroin and shoot them out.
Would you just leave them there at their place then?
I would scrub them out.
Scrub them up.
Yeah, and then leave them.
Okay. Would there any other way besides shooting them up with heroin that you would kill somebody? So what kind of bars did you like to hang out at?
I don't know. I just went into random bars, so there's a lot of them. In any kind of bar, I just walked into usually.
Were you by yourself? So what caused you to do this? Why would you go into a bar? What were you looking for?
I don't know. I just have issues. And it just got out of control.
Do you remember any specific location or bar or person or anything that, or time of year that you might have had contact with some of these guys?
Every time like this happens, it's like super blurry to me.
Did you say that something happened here in Green Bay?
Yes.
What can you tell me about that?
Drug overdoses. Mainly just drug overdoses. No hitting on the head.
No hitting, just drug overdoses.
Yeah.
And how would you leave their body? Would they be clothed, unclothed, in a bedroom?
Reclothed.
Reclothed? Did you ever take their clothes off? So this would have been like a single male at their place?
Yes.
Apartment, house, hotel room? what bars in Green Bay have you been to?
The ones on off of Main Street.
Is there any particular one that you hang out the most?
Like Common maybe.
Yeah. Do you think you met one of these guys there at one point? Well, you know, as best as you can remember, it's kind of, if you don't mind, if you could maybe walk me like through your process of what happened. I mean, you go to the bar, were they looking specifically for somebody, or was it, you know, a particular type, or was it just whoever got friendly with you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, whoever would come and talk to me and say, hey, how are you doing, and whatnot.
Okay. And so
Whoever would try to pick you up, is what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
After talking to them for a while, yes. Because sometimes, like, just looking into their personality more or less, seeing if they, like, how messed up they are, and everything goes hand in hand, just looking into their personality, seeing how drunk they are, what they want to do, who they want to achieve.
Thank you.
So you're thinking,
Yeah.
what do they want to achieve and everything, and then what I want to do in the long run, and see what outcome I would get out of it, what I can do to please myself, because there's not a whole lot of things that please me except for
one thing?
this is negligible.
So was there a particular thing you were looking for them to say that was going on with their life, or was it you trying to look for people that would use drugs, or?
Well, I would say it would be cocaine a lot of the times, right? And which it wouldn't be.
Okay, so would you provide the drugs?
Yeah, I say, hey, I have some too, and if not, I would switch lines.
So you know, you said when you were talking to them at the bar, you would ask them certain stuff. So were there particular traits of people that you were looking for?
One that seems more like caring in a way, you know, caring, more affectionate to a person, and that would please me in a way, and just by looking at them pleases me, has a more calming texture. So,
Were you attracted to them?
yeah.
Were they older guys, younger guys? Usually?
30s.
30s? Were they usually there by themselves, or were they with other people?
Sometimes they would be with other people. Sometimes.
So you would meet a guy at a bar, and you guys would chat each other up and, you know, talk about whatever. Then going to leaving the bar, the next level, you know, how did that process work?
There was only one other time where a guy had said, hey, I'm gonna go take her home, but other than that, like, he met up with somebody that was with. Other than that, like, it was just me and him, and then we would head home.
To their home, or your home, or
So his place.
this place?
Most of the time I'll be walking back.
Alright, so then you would end up at his place, then what would happen?
We would talk for a few, and then we would party. By party, I mean do drugs.
Drugs.
Right. And then right after we
Did you have cocaine with you?
No, I only had heroin.
Okay. So what kind of form would you bring heroin with you? Powder or liquid? That's usually the two, right?
Powder.
Do you use heroin yourself? Are you familiar with heroin? How it affects you?
Yes.
So your purpose of reloading the syringe was to put a lot of it in there.
And when they either passed out or went to sleep, that's when you would shoot them up with a syringe.
Yeah.
And then, so then when you did that, what happened? Did you just kind of wait, or?
Yes. Yes, I would. I would just wait. I'd like to really have it.
And how would you do that?
Just like putting my head on their chest.
The head? Okay. And so you would just kind of wait until, I mean, did they usually have any type of reflex, or, I know sometimes people have what they call purge, which is like stuff coming out of their, like a froth coming out of their nose, and did you see that type of stuff happening?
Yeah, I clean them up.
Clean them up. What else would they do?
They were urinating.
How long do you think it took them for them to pass away?
I would wait a bit, like, what is it, 5, 10 minutes? 10 minutes tops, but like 5 minutes, like I would just keep on going in as soon as
Okay, and then once you didn't hear a heart beating anymore, or you knew they were dead, then what did you do?
then I would continue about my day and then just do what I normally do, is just lay next to them, feel loved.
Okay.
I have a question. So you're a tiny little thing, right? How much do you weigh? 120 pounds maybe? Or you're tiny, right? You say
135.
so you're a small woman. Do you purposely, do you know what you're doing, and do you purposely give yourself less, or purposely give yourself a different supply of your drugs than the person that's doing it with you, so you know that they'll take more than you?
Absolutely.
That's what you do. So I would think that if you snorted the same amount as a big huge guy, you would be out and either die or be out cold, right? Not off, right?
I would fake the line.
So you'd fake the line. Okay. And they would take the real line, or they would hit it hard. They'd hit a heavy line, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
And that was on purpose, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Now your line, is this kind of a game for you, I guess? I mean, if you seem to find that funny that they're hitting the heavy line and you're hitting the fake line, is this kind of a,
Or are you
is that cat and mouse kind of challenge game? I mean, like the hunter, is it, I mean.
I'm a really messed up individual.
So I mean, I get it. I noticed a couple different times you're talking about you almost accomplishing something by giving them the heavy line, and you kind of, you funny, almost like success, or.
I think that's what it is, cause like I don't know, like I don't know.
So knowing a little bit about drugs, I just would think if you would just hit this heavy line like them, you would pass out too. You'd go on the knot as well.
Oh yeah, I'm
and
done.
maybe die, right?
I'm done, yeah.
But so you're giving them the heavy line, you're setting up either a light line for you or you're faking it, right? Fair enough?
I'll normally fake it, yeah.
You fake it, okay. Okay.
Taylor's callous laughter about tricking men into overdosing is the first time the detectives point out her inappropriate behavior, and it only makes her laugh more. Throughout the files we were provided, there are dozens of moments where Taylor seems proud of her actions, but is she actually telling the truth? So far, most of what Taylor said does line up with what an overdose death would look like. People who suffer from an opioid overdose usually pass away in their sleep when their heart grows incapable of pumping blood through their body and their respiratory system shuts down. But if everything Taylor is saying is really true, she went even further than that to make the deaths look like a true overdose.
How long would you stay with?
Let's see.
On the night?
Let's see.
Why would you have to make it key?
Cause I would rather have their
So you lock the door so the house is all locked up. And it looks suspicious like the doors are locked.
What did you do with the keys then?
I tossed them out the window.
You keep them? Did this ever happen out of Wisconsin in another state?
Texas and Illinois.
Okay, where in Illinois?
Chicago, downtown.
Downtown Chicago?
So far, Taylor's admitted to potentially murdering people in Illinois, Texas, and Wisconsin. Police then ask her to get specific. Much of the footage is redacted, which hopefully means it's either being investigated or was determined to be fraudulent. However, the bits that were released to us paint a picture of some of her supposed victims and what exactly drew her to them.
So I guess the starting point would have been like that fall about a year ago. You said you met the guy hitchhiking in that point in time.
Yes.
Okay. And was it a black guy or was that another time?
That was a black guy.
That was a black guy? Okay, then tell me what occurred.
He brought me back to his place. And he had a whole lot of drugs with him too.
Okay.
And a whole bunch of different kind of drugs. And then he was like, I can give you this, 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 and this. You know, I want to do something with it. And then I got a hold of that.
What happened with that guy?
That guy, we played around, and then after that, same thing, overdose.
And so after that is when what kind of drug, what happened?
Well, you know how after they overdose, and I just lay there and took off, and that's what I do.
Okay. And so how did he overdose?
Same thing. I think it was more fentanyl in there.
And where?
Like
So he already had it with them, right?
Yeah, this one separated.
How did he overdose? Did you help him overdose or did he overdose on his own?
He went to the bathroom, and then I put some stuff in his lungs. So.
Okay. The stuff that he had or that you brought?
That's what I had. Or no, he had
He had
it.
it.
Sorry.
Okay.
So you added extra to his line.
Yes.
And so then he dies, right? From the overdose, you're saying?
Yeah, I sat there and
Can you describe him? You said he was a heavier set black male?
heavier set.
Age?
Remember his name?
First name?
No names.
Any street name or anything?
Taylor goes on to describe where the man picked her up, claiming that it was on the east side of Green Bay and that he lived in a house with white pillars out front. But he is not her only supposed victim. Though, when law enforcement asks her about Milwaukee, she doesn't seem to really get the memo that they're not asking her for vacation recommendations.
The atmosphere is so different there. The air, more clean, it feels like, and I don't know, I go crazy, I just, whatever. I mean, usually I have my makeup all done and everything, I look nice, and then,
You're going there to pick up something?
yeah, usually somebody either comes to me or, like, I'll go up to somebody and I'll start talking. But, so you've seen Breaking Bad before, like a Jesse Pinkman Mexican version.
Okay. So he was Hispanic, but he looked like Jesse.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Yes. That's as good
Same
as it
age?
gets right there, so.
Same age?
Yeah.
Ish? 20s or like early 30s?
Yeah.
Did he have a home?
Yes.
Was it what type of residence did he have?
building, small building?
It was a decent size. It was just like a 2-bedroom. One had a gaming room.
And is this in downtown Milwaukee? Or did you have to drive a long place? Far away? Downtown? Is that where you would have met him?
Yeah. It wasn't too far from the bar.
Is there any particular bars in Milwaukee you like hanging out at?
No. I would just drive through. Feeling spontaneous that day.
Spontaneous.
It was a long
Did you bring your own drugs then? So you did the whole overdose thing? Or did they have their own drugs? Did he have his own drugs?
No, that was mine.
That was yours?
That was mine.
Did you give him the shot when he was passed out or whatever?
Yes.
So 6 people between your between Texas and Wisconsin, you've given them an intentional overdose and then waited for them to die. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
And then you had some degree of intimacy with them after to have your never-ending partner, right? Is that what you're telling us?
Correct.
You're just having difficulty remembering who and where.
Yes.
Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Is it possible it's more than 6? Or less than 6? What would you need? Less or more? Is it possible it's less or more than 6? Or you know that it's 6?
I know 6 for sure, yeah.
At least 6?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Law enforcement have at least 6 potential victims to look for, scattered all across the country. To verify what Taylor is saying, detectives need to find one. They decide that locating the black man that supposedly picked up Taylor while she was hitchhiking on the east side of Green Bay may be their best bet to see if Taylor does actually have more victims.
Honestly, and I don't do this right now today, but I would like to actually, at some point, have you maybe try to go for a car ride with a few of us to see if you can point out that apartment building or anywhere. Because I think putting the picture together. Yeah, we can get like a specific location or something. Would be very helpful.
Most definitely.
And it shows that you're being helpful. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously you did some things you're in trouble for, right?
Yeah.
You know, so having you sit and talk about today and say this happened, and I'm willing to accept that this happened, and put some closures in this can help.
Okay.
Would you agree?
I agree.
How do you feel about this? I mean, when you look back at one of these men, how do you feel remorse? No. Do you feel excited when you think about what happened?
There's no remorse. Like, I feel like I'm upset at the whole situation. Like, this is the first situation I'm upset because like of what had happened. But like things happen to people like me, so it is what it is, you know. But yeah, with Shad was just like
So here's what I want to tell you is that the reason why we think it's important to try to identify these other individuals, it isn't, I mean, we're not going to tell you that you should feel better by helping us do this. It's actually, I mean, if anything, we're just telling your story. I mean, realistically, we're to that point now, right? We want to draw a true picture of things that have happened to you in the past and putting some closure to these people. And we're just asking you to tell the story. Right? Because you don't feel bad about it, right? So, well, I guess what we're asking you is we're taking what you're telling us to be true, and we just want to be able to verify that things that you're telling us are true because that's your story of what's happened. Fair enough?
I want to believe you. We just need, we're cops. We need get evidence and stuff like that.
It's not our job to judge you.
No, right.
Well, not their job to judge her out loud, at least. Shortly after this, law enforcement went for a drive with Taylor to see if she could locate the house with the pillars where she claimed she met one of her victims.
All right. Well, the east side or west side?
That side.
Across the bridge?
The thing is, I gotta find this place first. So I'm gonna assume,
You think it was east side or west side?
no, it's east side.
Okay.
I just gotta find
When we
it.
get on the bridge, we're gonna go to the west side. So, give me the area on the east side to get you near.
You know where Mason is, or?
That's Mason right there, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
Which way you want to go?
you're gonna go east or you're gonna go
Yeah,
west?
yeah, east.
Remember what color brick or anything that the building had?
Pillars. That's
White pillars.
Just white pillars, but
I know a couple houses on the west side that got white pillars, and I know at least one on the east side that's got white pillars over by Preble High School.
somewhere around here.
White pillars.
We can check them out.
I don't know any houses. I mean,
go take a right on Victoria. There's those ones in there. I don't know if there's any more on this side.
I don't think there's any white pillars. Maybe be wrong.
I don't think there's any apartment buildings.
Oh, apartment buildings on
To the
Victoria,
south.
but I don't know if any white. None of them got pillars.
Yeah.
They all look the same. They all look just like these.
Yep.
Yeah. What did you remember?
Wow, like white pillars,
I mean, you said Starlight or something, or?
yeah, because I was walking.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Does that look familiar?
Yeah, it looks really familiar, but
Can't say.
it's kind of because like I lived around here.
What's that?
It's kind of because like I lived around here, but
Oh.
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
we're not
where you were
looking-
living, right?
Yeah.
We're looking for you to say.
So it's not in this area because this is where you were just living.
No.
I guess we're looking for is an outside chance you can take us to or remember going to a certain area and then find it. Find the actual address. So yep, this is where it was. I remember because I went and got a key made. I remember because I went and locked the door. But that's not the case. That's not the case.
Yeah.
During their awkward drive around town, the detective tries to make general conversation with Taylor. We're including this because we believe the man deserves a medal for his performance, especially when Taylor starts pitching her homie's SoundCloud rap.
You're a 24-year-old lady who likes 80s rock.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
I got the song on my Spotify.
You listen to SoundCloud? You listen to SoundCloud? You should listen to my boys a mixtape, Frostbite Season.
Really?
Yeah.
I never heard of SoundCloud.
Expo.
So, rate of 1 to 10. Rate of 1 to 10, how's that pork sandwich?
Oh man, it was a 6.
6? Not great?
It was good. I just should have got the ribs. Gas prices went up, holy crap.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Taylor doesn't have to worry about gas prices anymore. After driving around for half an hour with no positive results, detectives returned her to jail to await her trial. There has been no news coverage about whether Taylor has additional victims, and perhaps that's partially because her actions at her trial overshadowed everything. During Taylor's trial, she tackled her lawyer, who was oddly the only person on her side in the room. Though she attempted to plead insanity, it was determined that she was competent to stand trial. Ultimately, she was sentenced to life in prison, which she is currently serving at Tachita Correctional Institution in Fond du Lac. Even with her arrest, a question remains. Does Taylor have more victims?